So there's a massive amount of advantages from becoming an appointment setter in 2023. First and foremost is you have the ability to make anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000 on a monthly basis. It also allows you location freedom. So you can work from home, you can travel the world. All you need is a laptop and some Wi-Fi. And more importantly, it's also a great growth opportunity. So appointment setter is the stepping stone to becoming a closer, a sales manager, a business owner. It is literally the foundation for most skill sets that earn you a bunch of money. In this video today, we're gonna go through the exact skill sets and the fundamentals it takes to be a successful appointment setter. Now let's get into it. So what is an appointment setter? An appointment setter is somebody who works inside of a business that sells to B2B or B2C. So B2B is business to business. You're a business, you're selling it to other businesses. B2C is businesses to consumers. So you're selling to individual people who aren't a business entity. Now, what an appointment setter's job and core function is to reach out to businesses or consumers, have a conversation, qualify that person, and ultimately get them to book an appointment on the calendar with a closer. So somebody who would take that conversation that you set up and ultimately close the deal. So businesses pay you based on the number of appointments that you set and show up and the number of appointments that close and generate revenue for the business. So essentially you are a facilitator of business. You are that first conversation. You are the front lines for the business to grow their business. What you're going to do if you work for a good company, a company that already has people who are interested in working with them, right? People who are responding to their ads, they're commenting on their content, they're coming in organically, they're coming in through SEO, through referrals. You want to work with a company that's generating hundreds to, if not thousands of leads per month. That is going to be a really good opportunity for you because sales is a numbers game. So what you do on a day-to-day basis is essentially you will call first and foremost, secondarily text, email, or third, work the DMs, right? If you're working for, an online business, someone who has a TikTok or an Instagram following, people are going to DM them. You're going to be in the DMs, responding to the DMs and getting that conversation started and booking that appointment. So what you do comes down to how many activities you do per day. The appointment setter who makes 8 to 10 grand a month and the appointment setter who makes 2 to 4 grand a month, the only difference in between these two people is the 8 to 10K guy and the 2 to 4K. This guy does way more activity. He's talking to more people. He's sending more messages. He's making more calls. Sales is a numbers game. If you do more, you make more. If you do less, you make less. I don't make the rules. That's how it works. So the most important skill set that you are going to need is probably something that you already have and you use on a day-to-day basis. That is going to be communication skills, personal skills, the ability to communicate with another human being. That's really all it requires. If you are good and you're charismatic, you're curious, you're hungry, you want to make a bunch of money, and you're smart, you're going to make a lot of money as an appointment setter. And you probably won't be an appointment setter for too long. That's the goal, right? An appointment setter is a stepping stone. It is a means to an end. So you start off as an appointment setter, but you need to be thinking long-term in, 8 to 14 months. I want to be a closer where you make a bunch more money. So you got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort, you got to earn your stripes before you can start making more money in sales. That's how it works. The best closers are the best appointment setters. No one just starts as a closer and is successful. You need to learn the process from the ground floor. So instead of being like, oh, I want to be a closer, I don't want to be a setter, be a setter. All right, be a setter. It's going to help you close way more deals. Now, the types of companies that you want to work for, like I mentioned, they generate a bunch of leads, but also you need to make sure that they also do a couple of other things. First off, you need to make sure they actually get their company and their clients results. You do not want to work for a company that's a scam. Subconsciously, if you don't trust what you sell, you're not going to be able to sell it. You feel bad. You talk to a person, you create a relationship and a connection. You don't want to put them on a call because you don't fully trust that what your company sells is actually going to work for that person. I've done that in the past. It is awful. So make sure that the company you're working for is reputable. They have good reviews. People say good things about the business owner, the product works, people are happy. Also make sure that what they're selling, you actually enjoy talking about. You're going to be talking about this thing for 4 to 8 hours every single day day in and day out for months. You better be sure that you like talking about it or you're open to liking it. You don't want to sell accounting software if you suck at math and you don't like math, right? Because you're going to be talking to people that you may not connect or vibe with, and you ultimately just don't care about the product, right? But if you're a gym rat, maybe you want to sell a fitness offer because you actually genuinely can talk about it, you like talking about it, and it's easy for you to talk about. You're gonna have much more success selling something that you genuinely enjoy versus just selling something because they pay you a good amount of money. Now, like I said, communication and personal skills, right? Sales, people make it this big, scary thing. It's not. Sales is just two people having a conversation with one another. Obviously, the one person is more focused on listening and taking in information and providing a solution. But at the end of the day, it's you speaking to another human being. People want to make sales out to be this big, scary thing. Oh, I don't know if I have sales experience. I can't get a job without sales experience. No, if you're good at having communication skills, you can connect with another person. You're genuinely a cool person. You're going to be pretty successful in sales. So don't overcomplicate it. You just need to be good. If you've been a waiter, you've been a bartender, you've worked in retail, those skills are going to translate well into sales and make you money. Now, the next biggest thing is to be able to think on your feet. So objections is something that you're going to come across in every facet of sales, whether you're an appointment setter, you're a closer, you're a manager, you're a business owner. There's always going to be objections before someone gives you money. That's just the name of the game. Every time you make a purchase, you're skeptic. So think about this. If you're about to buy a Nike shoe, or if you're about to buy a no-name brand off of an Amazon or an Instagram ad, knowing that you know wears that shoe, you're not even sure if they're going to ship it to you, if it's legit, or you have Nike, right? You know what you're going to get. It's legit. You want to sell the Nike shoe in that analogy. You want to work with a Nike type company where somebody comes to them, they're like, oh, I know this is going to work. I want to work with this person. This is exactly what I want. Boom. You're going to make a bunch of money here. If you're selling this sketchy Amazon ad or Instagram ad shoe, it's going to be a lot harder. You're going to encounter more objections because people don't trust you. They don't know you. You're not validated in the market. Their guard is up. So first and foremost, deciding on the company you work for will determine the amount of objections that you hear. But if you do hear objections, you need to be able to think on your feet. If, say, my girlfriend, right, my fiance, she's yelling at me about cleaning up the dishes, I could do two things. One is I could attack back. I'd be like, well, I had a busy day, da-da-da-da. That's not gonna go nowhere, right? You're clashing. There's no solution. But if she yells at me for not cleaning the dishes, I can take a deep breath and understand, why is this something that's bothering her? Is this something that I've always been terrible at, cleaning the dishes? Yes. Or is it another thing that's disguised as washing the dishes? Maybe she had a bad day, something happened, I got a flat tire, whatever it is, right? The cleaning the dishes is the objection, but there's something that's behind the scenes that is making that objection prevalent in the conversation. So as a salesperson, you need to peel back the onion and truly understand, where is this skepticism, where is this objection coming from? That comes down to communication skills, being an active listener, genuinely listening to what they're saying. You're not just waiting for your turn to talk, and then actually asking questions to deconstruct that initial objection and get to the root cause of why they're asking this question. If you can do that, you're gonna make a bunch of money, and I might hire you down the road. Now, the next big thing, especially if you're working in the digital and online space, is gonna be adaptability. So with an online business, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of changes in processes and new offers and new people. All these things can happen at a drop of a hat. So you need to be somebody who's adaptable and is willing to be coached and willing to learn and think on your feet, because what it is today might not be tomorrow. Same thing in a 9-to-5 job. You could get laid off tomorrow, even though you did everything that was asked of you for 5 years. You could get dropped, right? So you need to be adaptable, and you need to be kind of a chameleon and be able to navigate inside of the organization and do what is required and what is necessary to put money in your pocket and the business's pocket. Now, one thing that appointment setters always struggle with is understanding, like, what is your true responsibility? You are somebody who does not close deals. So stop trying to close the deal. Your job is to sell a next conversation. You're not trying to sell a product. You're not trying to get them to buy today. You do not want to do that. The more in depth, the more granular you get with that prospect, the more opportunities you're opening for them to make a decision if this is a good or a bad idea, and they're going to disqualify themselves and hang up the phone, and you're never going to book that call. You're not trained to sell, so don't try anything you're not trained to do. There's someone in the organization to do that. Let them do their job. You do your job. So your job is to get just enough interest where they're curious, and then you set them up on a conversation with the closer or the business owner, whoever's closing those deals. That's your closed deal. Once you get someone to book and make sure they show up to that call, that is your sole responsibility, and being narrowly focused on just being able to do that is going to help you make a bunch of money. I see appointment setters who they think they know everything and they want to sell the deal and they, oh, this guy was really qualified. I went into pricing. I did it. Like, why? You had them, just book them and move on to the next. Just trust the process and do what you do best and what you're paid to do. That's all you should be doing, right? So don't overdo it. Next big thing is communication. We are all working remote, right? Everyone is remote. No one knows each other. They have met for the most part. Pretty crazy. I had a business partner. My business partner, Jake. We have 2 businesses together. We've met 2 times in person, twice. And we run 2 businesses together. I talk every single day with him, but I never really met him. Like, communication is everything. So when you get a new job, over communicate. You have problems, questions, over communicate. When it's 9 a.m., say you signed in, or if you sign in at 8:30 or 10, over communicate with the business owner, your boss. Make sure that they know you're online, you're ready, you're responding in Slack. Do the communication, because if they don't see you communicate, they automatically think the worst. This person is slacking off. They're not working. They're not a hard worker. This was a bad hire. They go to the negative first. So over communicate and never give a business the opportunity to think negatively on you, your work, or your performance. Over communicate. Hey, I'm signing off. Thanks for today. Hey, I'm online. Let's crush it today. It takes no time and effort. Just do it. Over communicate. I can't tell you how many setters I've had to fire because they don't communicate, and it's just a bad look. It's so simple. Just do it. The next thing is the willingness to learn. Right? So if you're not willing to learn, put your ego to the side, say that you do not know something, that's where you actually learn sales. You're not good at sales. You're supposed to suck when you first start. You're supposed to stutter. You're supposed to get hung up on. You're supposed to trip up. You're supposed to not be able to book calls. That is the whole process of learning and growing. Sales really just comes down to repetition and practice and refining your repetitions. If you go to the gym, you don't just rack up 315 and rep out 6. You got to work your way up and be okay with being not good. You'll get better, but you need to be okay with willing to learn, willing to fail. Now look, if you want to learn sales for free, join my free school group. We have a community. We have full course modules teaching you sales and actually how to get a sales job included. We also have a monthly coaching call in there. Click the link in the description to join that. It's totally free, no strings attached. Now I hope to see you inside. And as always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I do read them all. If you want more sales content, hit that follow button, subscribe button, like it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.